The middle class is dying. 50% of all American workers made less than $3,133 a month last year. This is by Michael Snyder, Economic Collapse blog. Inflation is systematically destroying our standard of living, and the middle class is shrinking a little bit more with each passing day. The Social Security Administration just released wage statistics for 2021, and the number that they have given us, the numbers they gave us, are quite stunning. As you'll see below, half of all American workers made less than $3,133 a month last year. Once upon a time, you could live a very comfortable life, middle-class lifestyle on that, $3,133 a month. But thanks to inflation, such a wage now puts you just barely above the poverty level. The decisions that our leaders have been making are absolutely eviscerating the middle class, and that should deeply trouble all of us. You can find the new Social Security Administration wage report here in the link. The following are some statistics that I pulled out of the report. More than 30% of all American workers made less than $20,000 last year. More than 41% of all American workers made less than $30,000 last year. More than 52% of all American workers made less than $40,000 last year. More than 62% of all American workers made less than $50,000 last year. These numbers tell us that most Americans are just barely scraping by, but our leaders want us to buy into the illusion that most people are doing well these days. Of course, this is not even close to the truth. According to the Social Security Administration, the median wage for 2021 was just $37,586.03. By definition, 50% of wage earners had net compensation less than or equal to the median wage, which is estimated to be $37,586.03 for the year 2021. If we were living in 1980, that would be fine, but we're not in 1980 anymore. In 2022, the poverty level for a household of 5 in the United States is $31,040. That means that a worker in the United States makes the median wage would be earning just enough to lift a family of 5 above the poverty level. If you divide $37,586.03 by 12, that gives you a median monthly wage of $3,132.17. For purposes of the article, I will round up and call it $3,133. Half of all American workers make more than that per month, and half of all American workers make less than that per month. And it's important to remember that this figure is before taxes are taken out. Ouch! Meanwhile, the cost of living continues to spiral out of control. Recently, the average rent on a single-family home in the United States reached $2,495 a month. Rent prices for single-family homes swelled during the first half of 2022, hitting a national average of $2,495 a month, a 13.4% increase compared to the same period in 2021, according to a new report from national real estate brokerage House Canary. If you're only earning $3,133 a month, that's before taxes, and you have to spend $2,495 a month for rent, that leaves you next to nothing for everything else. For example, all of us have to eat, but these days a single shopping cart full of food will easily run you more than $300. And that is if you're trying to be really frugal. Gasoline also has become extremely expensive. All the way back in 1960, a gallon of gas cost just 31 cents. Today, gas is approaching $7 a gallon in some parts of California. I could go on and on with more examples of the rapidly rising cost of living. Heating bills are expected to soar this winter, health insurance has gotten absurdly expensive, and new vehicles cost so much that most Americans can no longer afford them. If things are this bad already, what will conditions be like for the middle class as the economy deteriorates in 2023 and beyond? The worst housing crash since 2008 has now started. The financial markets are on pace for their worst year since 1969, and big companies all over America are starting to lay off people in large numbers. Alarmingly, some of the biggest layoffs are actually being conducted by the big tech companies. In fact, we just learned that Microsoft will be laying off approximately 1,000 workers. Microsoft will lay off about 1,000 employees, the company confirmed on Tuesday, although it is not confirming if the layoffs are isolated in gaming divisions. Employees who work for Xbox and other Microsoft-owned studios said they were being laid off, the Washington Post reports. Axios first reported the layoffs Monday evening. At this point, almost everyone can see that a recession is coming. Even Jeff Bezos, who is usually extraordinarily optimistic, is warning people to batten down the hatches. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos warned America to batten down the hatches as he shared a tweet warning of a likely impending recession. Bezos, who is the world's second richest man, tweeted a video of Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon saying there was a good chance of a downturn. The Amazon founder, who has a $137 billion fortune, signaled his agreement by captioning the tweet, "Yep, the probabilities in this economy tell you to batten down the hatches." When Jeff Bezos started sounding like the Economic Collapse blog, you know that the hour is late. These days, our impending economic downturn has even become a very hot topic among Hollywood celebrities. Even non-billionaire but still rich person Gwyneth Paltrow is losing sleep over it. Quote, "The economy sucks," unquote, she told the Hollywood Reporter this week. "I'm just worried about next year and how bad the recession is going to be." Other celebrities are weighing in too. Last month, rapper Cardi B ranted about inflation and interest rates. How are people surviving? I want to know. If the middle class is steadily eroding during relatively stable times, what is going to happen once the economy really begins to unravel? There's so much anger all over the United States right now, and the vast majority of the population is simply not prepared for what is ahead. I've been writing about the demise of the middle class for more than a decade, and the condition of the middle class has never been worse than it is right now. At one time, America had the largest and most prosperous middle class in the history of the world, and that was a wonderful thing. But now, very dark times for the middle class are here, and there does not appear to be much hope on the horizon. It's finally here. Michael Schneider's new book, entitled 7-Year Apocalypse, is now available in paperback and for the Kindle on Amazon. About the author, he says, "My name is Michael Schneider. My brand new book, new book entitled 7-Year Apocalypse, now available on Amazon. In addition to my new book, I have written 5 other books and are available on Amazon, including Lost Prophecies of the Future of America, The Beginning of the End, Get Prepared Now, and Living a Life That Really Matters. When you purchase any of these books, you help to support the work that I'm doing, and one way you can really help is by sending digital copies as friends through Amazon to family and friends. Time is short, and I need help getting these warnings into the hands of as many people as possible. I have published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, and The Most Important News, and the articles that I publish on those sites are republished on dozens of other prominent websites all over the globe. I always freely and happily allow others to republish my articles on their own websites, but I also ask that they include this about the author section with each article. The material contained in this article is for general information purposes only, and readers should consult licensed professionals before making any legal, business, financial, or health decisions. I encourage you to follow me on social media on Facebook and Twitter, and any way that you can share these articles with others is a great help. These are such troubled times, and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, I strongly urge you to ask Jesus to be your Lord and Savior today. This is by Michael Schneider on Economic Collapse blog. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.